Hi there and welcome to your yoga class, a really quick 10-minute morning class to give you a great energy boost. So, just 10 minutes long, and we're going to start at the top of our mat in mountain pose, just raising your hands up, stretch up as far as you can, and then we're going to hold on to the left wrist with the right hand and have a lovely side stretch. So just help that left hand over with the wrist, and then swap over wrists and just do a nice bend to the other side. And we're going to do one in each side again. One bending over to the right, holding on to the right wrist, and then over to the other side, keeping the body nice and straight to get that lovely side bend. So then bringing your hands out into a sort of cactus position, elbows down and back, and coming into a small back bend if you want to as well, either keeping your back straight or opening up the chest and lifting it up. And then we're going to round our back forward, so it's sort of like a cat and cow standing up, this one. So inhale, elbows back, small back bend, exhale, curve the shoulders round and elbows together. And we're going to do a few of these. Waking the spine up. So after that, we're going to clasp the hands behind the back, lift the chest again, try and think of lifting it up to the ceiling, and then you're going to forward fold. So bend those knees. This is a morning practice, and bend the knees to make it as comfortable as you can while still feeling the stretch. And you might want to bend your elbows a little bit as well to avoid locking your arms out. So just do what you can, wriggle about a little bit, sway from side to side, do what feels nice, and maybe give the head a little wiggle as well to make it feel nice and loose. Then we're going to take our hands down to the floor. Just enjoying that gentle forward fold. Then straighten the spine, hands onto the legs and down again, and a couple of these. So a forward fold, then a nice straight spine. Forward fold, knees as bent as you need to. Inhale up to a nice straight spine again. So we're going to come down to a low lunge. So we're going to step our right foot back. So you're on the ball of your foot at the back and the front knee sort of nestled into your shoulder, and you can just get comfortable. Drop your hips back nice and straight, and let's have a wee rock back and forward if you want as well, and pop the back knee down. So from here, having a heavy tailbone, dropping the hips. And we're going to come into a lovely hamstring stretch next. So what that means is shifting the hips back, heel on the floor at the front and toes pointing up. And then back forward again and dropping the hips. Let's now lift that back knee if you want to. And if you can, hold on to it with your left hand. And if you get a hold of it with your left hand, really bring that left shoulder back. So you are in a twist, and it's going to be a nice quad stretch for you as well. Don't worry if you can't reach your hand. But bringing that left shoulder back, hands back down to the mat. You're in your low lunge position again, and you're going to come back to a tabletop and then sit on your heels with your toes tucked and have a lovely side stretch. So right hand up and stretch over, and then we'll do the other side as well. So left hand comes up, lengthening on the inhale, and then exhale as we fold over to the side in a lovely side stretch. Really nice for an energy boost, these side stretches. Lovely to do these in the morning. So we're going to come back down onto our hands and knees again and come into puppy dog pose. So this hips stay above your knees, and you're going to lead with your chest to the floor. So your head might be on a block, your forehead might be on the floor, or your chin might be on the floor. And if you want an extra stretch, put your hands on blocks as well, so that there is more room for your chest to come to the floor. Just an option. So just gently walking your hands back up. We're going to do the other side now. So that right foot comes between your hands, straighten the back leg into low lunge. Have a little rock back and forward if you like, but always keeping those hips low, tailbone low, and a nice straight back. Really elongating the neck and lengthening the spine. So you're either pausing or rocking here. And then as before, the back knee comes down, still dropping the hips, feeling how that's different, and then the hamstring stretch, shifting the hips back and heel on the floor, toes pointing up at the front. Feel that nice big stretch. Coming forward again, and we're going to do the quad stretch now. So bending the back knee, reaching this time with your right hand, holding on to your foot, and if you've got your foot, really lifting the right shoulder back so that you're in a twist. And that front foot, keep that front big toe on the floor. Don't let your hip come out. So just bringing the right foot back now into tabletop position, then back, sitting on your heels. And then just untuck your toes, put your hands behind you, fingers point towards your bottom, and stretch the chest. And if you want to, lift the hips to make it a bigger stretch as well. Always optional. So hands forward this time and coming up to a downward dog. So hands are shoulder width apart and feet are hip width apart. Chest is coming towards the knees, rotating the shoulder joint so that your elbows are pointing forward as much as possible. And you might want to pedal the legs or have the knees bent like this in order to keep your back straight. That's absolutely fine as well. But having a wriggle, you can just wiggle your hips side to side as well if that helps you just get that little bit of sensation in there. And we're going to walk towards our hands, keep your hands on the floor, bend your knees if you need to, and coming into ragdoll pose. So just holding on to those elbows and hanging the head. You can bend your knees as much as you want at this point as well. Just trying to get a little bit of traction into the spine. So from here, widening your feet, toes pointing at 10 to 2, coming into Malasana or yogi squat. So bring that bottom down as far as you can. You can also sit in a block at this point as well. If you're right down, push those elbows against your knees against your elbows, opening up the hip joint, have a little wiggle about, get comfortable. Then from here, gently coming onto your bottom. We're going to come into star pose. So it's a bit like butterfly pose, but your feet aren't together. Your feet are kind of hip width apart. Doesn't matter where your knees are. And you're going to lengthen your spine and fold forward. You can pop your hands wherever you want for this one. Nice hip opener, and it's going to give your back a little stretch as well. So inhaling and coming up. And we're going to come down to our back now. Keeping your knees bent with your feet flat on the floor. And coming up into bridge pose. So having a nice big inhale, exhaling and pushing the tailbone up and towards the knees if you can. Keeping those big toes on the floor, engaging your inner thighs, and then coming back down. So bringing your left knee into your chest and laying your right leg long. Give that glute a nice big stretch. Then we're going to take this into a twist. So keep your right hand on your left knee. Come over onto your hip and just guide the knee over into your twist. Now keep your shoulder blades on the floor. So that left arm might be out at a T position. But as long as your shoulder blades are kept on the floor, it doesn't matter how far your knee comes over. and then other side. So right knee into your chest, squeezing in. You can be holding onto the knee or the back of the thigh. Same thing, left hand guides the left knee over, right arm stays on the floor, and especially the shoulder blade stays on the floor as well, so that you're getting a nice twist. So then bringing quickly just your knees both into your chest, because we're going to bring our feet back down and have another one of those bridge poses. So plant the feet, exhale, bottom up. Pushing into the floor with your feet, engaging the inner thighs again. And then slowly coming back down. Knees into the chest again, rock from side to side if you would like to. You can give the feet a little rotation here too if you like. And so then we're just going to hold on to the back of the thighs and just rock up. You might take a couple of wee rocks to get up there, but come into a nice comfy seated position. Legs crossed on your knees, and just sit for a second and feel the stillness. Get yourself comfortable. And we're going to take our hands to our heart, and we're going to take a nice big deep breath in and finish with a cleansing breath. So that's a big sigh on the way out. So just feeling the stillness after your nice short practice today. Focusing on the day ahead. Nice big deep breath in, and a nice big sigh, exhale out your mouth. Thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste. And I do hope you can join me again. Please like or comment and do subscribe to the channel so you can get all the new videos when they are released. And I'll see you next time.